Psycho Pass Season 2 finally begins. I have been waiting for this series for a year or more. I've been waiting for a long time for Psycho Pass 2, and to finally see it coming out, it makes me happy. Now, the big question that anyone will always ask when they're watching a series, is the Season 2 holding up to its predecessor? For instance, is Season 2 holding up to the quality that Season 1 set up? Episode 1, if you did not know of Psycho Pass 2, they have changed scriptwriters, and Earl Butcher is not really writing the script of Season 2 of Psycho Pass 2 from what I've heard. The scriptwriter, as I've heard, that is going to be on Psycho Pass 2 is the scriptwriter that did Hamatora. Everybody probably by now knows how I feel about Hamatora. If you watched any of my reviews from the first season and second season, you probably know how I feel about Hamatora. Now, I'm not going to stain Psycho Pass with Hamatora any more than that, but pretty much the scriptwriter from Hamatora is the scriptwriter of Psycho Pass. It's on my anime list. If you want to see it for yourself, it's confirmed. Now, the thing is, okay, with this first episode, you can definitely tell something majorly different from Season 1. The art style and animation has definitely been changed. I noticed a complete overhaul in the animation and art style. Like, the art style is a little bit different. Akane doesn't look as derpy as she used to in the first season, and the animation in some parts of this episode, no offense to anyone, was a little bit off. Like, the animation did not look that good in some scenes I saw in the background with the characters' movements, but besides that, it looked fine up close. The music, they kept some original soundtracks from the first season of Psycho Pass and kind of updated it and remixed it a little bit, and so we get to hear some familiar favorites from the original Psycho Pass series in Season 2, which is really good because it'll slowly settle us in for the original soundtrack for Season 2 of Psycho Pass. Now, the characters. We have a new cast of characters as we could see in Season 2, Episode 1 of Psycho Pass. We see a bunch of characters' introductions, and the only really character at the moment, two characters technically I care about that are new, is Mika and Togane. I think that's his exact name, Togane and Mika. Mika is the inspector that's working underneath Akane, and then you have the other enforcer, Togane, that was introduced also in this episode. Now, the reason why I say Togane is so interesting in this episode is because of the opening, and that's what I want to get into. I like the song. I like the opening song, and I love the ending song. It's catchy. It's a catchy opening and ending song. But I have a complaint about that opening song. It's not that it's bad. It's that, holy shit, the fucking spoilers. They gave away the fucking villain. I'm not joking. Did you not see what happened in that freaking opening? Togane is going to go fucking evil, as we can see from that opening song. You see him holding a Dominator like this, and you see one side of his face get a red eye and all like go into darkness, and one's fine. So he's either Two-Face or he's evil. He's definitely going to be a villain in this season. So I know for a fact, straight off the bat, don't fucking trust this guy as soon as off the bat because of that opening song. They also show us Kogami that looks like he's locked up, if I think I'm correct, in this opening. Looks like he's locked up. We see a bunch of new characters introduced. I mean, you also have this weird jittering, like, time reversal type thing going on in the opening. Like, you'll see, like, a handshake. You'll see a handshake and all that. And all of a sudden, you'll see it go back and handshake again. It's like weird time reversal thing going on there. I'm like, what the fuck is going on there? But whatever it was, it just looked really weird and off. And I think the entire opening really spoils way too much. This is an anime original series. This is not based off a manga. So, to see that type of shit in the opening, that really spoils a lot of people, because now when Togane goes evil, for instance, we're not going to really be shocked because it was in the freaking opening. I just want to say right now, I mean, I know opening spoils sometimes, but I mean, that's just an obvious damn spoiler. This is a series that's built upon, like, psychological and trying to figure out who the villain is, like Makishima from the first season. Now, we were trying to figure out who it was the entire time, and then to see this, it's just like, what the fuck? It just, yeah. So, overall, just the only thing that makes me mad is just how they spoil so much in that, because we're all anime-only watchers. Now, the dialogue in Episode 1 of Psycho Pass 2, you can tell it's a new scriptwriter. I want to be honest, I'm not judging it because it's the Hamatora scriptwriter, but I can definitely tell that it is a new scriptwriter. It's easy. You can tell that Akane is not speaking the way she should, but she does seem a lot mature the way she speaks. That is one thing I have noticed from this first episode of Season 2. Akane seems to have matured as a character, which is kind of obvious why she would after all the shit that went down in Season 1, but she has definitely matured. She seems to be more stern. She seems to have, you know, like a more maturity about her entire character and her atmosphere around her, and I felt that was really cool the way they portrayed that. Ginoza, he really hasn't changed for the most part. He just seems to be more outgoing and more open than he was at the beginning of Season 1. And Mika, I can't stand her already. I'm being honest. I can't stand her character. She's judging Akane and say, like, you're wrong, Akane, for trying to change his Psycho-Pass to 299. Ugh. That makes me mad. She's going to be a problem. She is going to be a problem down the road. I'm going to see it right now. I know for a fact that girl is going to be a problem way down the road in this series. So, overall, first impressions of Season 2, I have enjoyed it. There's a little problems, but everything has problems. Every single episode of every single anime in the world or manga has some form of problems. So, I can't really deny that. So, this episode, for the most part, I enjoyed it. I had fun. It was a great start to Psycho Pass 2. Overall, looking forward to where they will go. The ending part of this episode is pretty fucking crazy. You see a random dude just get fucking slaughtered by a Dominator when we know for a fact the Dominator shouldn't have been able to kill that person unless it was, you know, the civil system allowing that to happen. Oh yes, I want to talk about something real quick. The Dominator. I noticed something in this episode that probably a lot of people will miss if you don't pay attention completely. I remember specifically, in Psycho Pass 1, the Dominators could not attack anybody. For instance, they could not attack robots or anything like that. They only worked on humankind. But in this episode, we see this Dominator that Akane is using attack a fucking robot and destroy it. And it looks like it goes into a different type of lethal mode that we haven't seen before in Psycho Pass 1. I don't know what, but I remember correctly that Dominators could not affect robots and stuff. So seeing that is a little bit like, whoa, okay, so, I mean, is that only for Akane to be able to use, since she can technically manipulate the Dominator to do what she wants, or what? I'm just curious where that's going. But either way, episode, I would give it an 8 out of 10. Tell me your thoughts in the comments below, how you felt about this first episode of Season 2. Did you enjoy it? Did you hate it? What was your favorite moments about it? Let me know in the comments below. Love you all so much. Please be safe. Chibi out.